Well, hello, beautiful soul family. So, I'm doing a little Tallulah talk. I haven't done one in a while. I was gonna do all this not talking on the camera, but they kind of pushed me to do this on camera. So maybe it's for some of you who like maybe have a belief system around cannabis. And see, this is legal where I live. So I live in a state where it's legal. It's very important to me. It's interesting when it did become legal where I was living, I moved to the Pacific Northwest. It wasn't legal anywhere. But rumor had it, if it was going to become legal, it was going to start over here. So, and I'd always been a West Coast girl, even though I was born in Chicago. But okay, so anyway, I'm going in my little trusty dusty. I'm taking just a little pinchy pinch and putting it in here. I like to have fun, cute little things to put my cannabis in. So we're going to have a little talk while I make myself a grilled cheese sandwich. Mazel tov. Lovely. All right. I'm going to go blow this out the window. I'll be right back. I prefer to smoke outside, but that's not always a luxury. Ooh, I'm going to bring my candle in. Yay. Oh my gosh, these little ants. So work with the ant spirit medicine. It's been coming up a lot. Instead of hurting ants, I do things like this. Like I go, oh, you want some peppermint? I don't think you do you? No, you do not. You don't like peppermint. That's right. So you go home. You go home. Go home. Go home. Go home. Go home. Okay. So he'll go home, but also this smell, like right now, he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like he's feeling like high. I'm watching him kind of, because peppermint's intense. I actually just put more oil in this today to make it less intense because I don't want to kill them. I just don't want them in my home. And this is a way to say to them, you know what? Love you, but you're not welcome here. And I feed them outside so that they don't come in here. Okay, Spirit. So a few questions. Number one, is it in anyone's greatest and highest good for me to have any more cannabis right now? Okay. So the cool thing about cannabis is if you've never had it, instantaneously you'd be like, holy shit, you know what I mean? But if you're somebody who knows cannabis, then you kind of, allow your mind, your body, and your soul to just kind of like go with the energy of it. Allow it to come in. Because cannabis, think about this for a second. All of the things that have been outlawed, cannabis, DMT, which is basically, any type of ayahuasca, any type of mind altering drug is illegal. But the things that aren't legal, or excuse me, the ant got all this. I was like trying to push him this way. I'm like, go this way, go this way. But it's legal to have alcohol. Alcohol is one of the most dangerous drugs on the planet. It can be a wonderful, beautiful tool, just like any other, like cannabis. I can go on and on. They're there for a reason. They're there to help us and they're there to heal us. They're plant medicines. They were put there for a reason. So with that being said, maybe I was meant to talk to you about this because you're having some type of shame around it, or you were raised to believe that it's a drug. Like when people, I actually had somebody in my circle who is no longer in my circle actually. And this was one of the main things, is because we would argue about that. They're like, it's a drug. I'm like, it's not a drug. They're like, it's mind altering. I go, so is alcohol. I was like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I go, dude, this is old programming. This is somebody in your family, and a lot of times I hear it's like military. And because I grew up a certain way, I know, you know what I mean? Like, I know where that comes from. I know where that programming comes from. And anything from the government You know, some people become soldiers because they genuinely want to help people. Some people go into the military like the family business, you know, trying to keep out, trying to, you know, I mean, look what's happening, how they're pushing back this administration again after all of these years and all of this time that we are pushing so hard for equality in everything, but yet they are just. So today is April 1st, and I feel like it's time for us to take our power back, because 4 is April and 1 is 5, and 2025 is a 9-year, but if you add them together, it still comes down to the number 5. And 5s are all about change and transformation. So some things have to get worse before they get better. Some things have to go back in to the closet for the people in the closet to be like, fuck you, I'm not going to live in there again. I'm not going to be a slave. I'm not going to be a captive. I'm not going to be what you want me to be. No more programming. Stop it. Lots of things are happening. Lots of things are happening. So I love cannabis because it helps connect me. Like right now, as I'm looking here, I have, I believe, 4 different strains. They're all different. They have, and the thing I love is when I get a new strain of cannabis, and spirit will lead me to the ones I'm meant to have. And I use my pendulum every single day when I use my cannabis. And I say, like, do I want a little pinch, or am I, you know, sometimes I'm like, whoa, like that's a bong hit. And they're like, yes, bye-bye. They're like, you've done enough work. Go fucking rest. Because it's in my, even now, it's like with the energy, it's like, and it's fire moon and it's fire sign Aries, and I'm a triple Sag, which is fire. My moon's in Scorpio. It's like, I'm just like, let me at him. I'm like, let the bull out of the fucking pen. You know what I mean? I'm like, let me at him. Let me at him. I'm like, come on, please, spirit. I've been like, please, let me do a video. Please let me shred people. Please. They're like, no, that's not how we win. That's not how it works. That's not what we do. And it sucks because that's programming too. So the wise owl is our spirit animal for the Aries moon, and they are our spirit animal for the whole month of April as we go into the Taurus, the earth energy as well. Lots happening, but be kind to yourself when we're in the transition, because I'm going to keep talking about this until I feel like I am meant to be I was a cheerleader for so many years of my life, and I feel like I'm meant to be this cheerleader for us now in the realm of really paying attention to the sun and the moon and astrology and the planets, because that is our atmosphere. Like, we live on Earth, but like, they're not just balls floating out there doing nothing. They're there for things. They hold space. They're energies. They're entities. I mean, Mercury, right? It's like Mercury is an entity. Mercury's in retrograde. We have another week. But retrogrades are when we really fucking soar and when we really grow and expand and change. We have to look at things again. I mean, honestly, I feel personally, I'm going to get real personal, but I know in my own personal life, like, I have been seeing like the zigzag, like I feel like I'm like bobbing and weaving, like, because I'm just like, holy shit, you know. But I know that I have to do that, and I know that I have to be there and participate instead of just like standing there getting hit or just like moving out of the way, but like not connecting to like why that energy is coming. Because a lot of people become so numb that they're not even like paying attention to their inner realms, their outer realms. They're just jumping on somebody else's bandwagon, because it's a lot fucking easier to just jump on a bandwagon and be like, yep, me too. I hate people too. Oh my God, I hate people too. Perfect. Instead of being like, why do you hate people though? And who do you hate? And why do you hate at all? It's taken me years, 53 years on this planet, in this avatar, in my worlds, to finally understand and realize it all and be grateful and thankful for it all. I'm grateful for every person who's ever been in my life. I'm grateful for it. I'm turning on my propane. Because without them, I wouldn't be me. You know, like I wouldn't be who I am without these challenges. I mean, you know, I was born into parents that both came from large families, you know, and when you have large families, you know, 6 to 8 children, and then your children have children, it's like, what are they going to teach their children? They're going to teach them what they know. What did my parents know? Work hard, save. You don't want to be like our ancestors who worked so hard, you know, like get out there, make the money, you know. But I mean, there's just so much fakery and fuckery. And you look at every decade and how it was like, well, what's working now on the humans? You know what I mean? Like, what are they buying? What are they selling? Like, what's happening? It's very interesting. I sometimes laugh and say, if my younger 20-something me saw into the future and saw me like this, I would have probably killed myself or cried so hard and been like, I gotta work fucking harder because I don't want to end up like her. That's fucking horrible. She looks horrible. She has no makeup on. What is she wearing? Her clothes look like rags. You know what I mean? I can tell you. I know the way I thought. I know the way I judged. I know the way that I was taught to believe. You have perfect nails and perfect, coiffed, clean, crisp clothes. You don't wear the same thing all the time, even though I wash my clothes in my little, you know. And there's something really gratifying about it. Sometimes it'll take me a whole day just to wash an outfit. But that's why you see me in my uniform, because certain clothes I have, they're like pure cottons and they're good, they're well made, and I need certain things tailored for the way that I work. All day long, I'm making potions and you know what I mean? And cooking and baking. And I just have a different view of the world. But at that time, I didn't understand. I had to unlearn and deprogram so much that was put into me from both sides of my family, my teachers, my friends, their parents, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Speaking of being 53, for those of you in my age group, remember that, what was that, I just got a scratch on my head from one of my spirit guides that said, what was that one hair commercial? Do you know what I'm talking about? They're like, and it was like a 70s, and like, they're like, and we just keep going and going, and the pictures kept growing. Do you remember? It was like Breck hair or something, I don't know. But just all these gross chemicals. I mean, we were sold a bad bill of goods the whole fucking time, and it's the whole thing is so grotesque that we would spend money to kill ourselves, and then we spend money to heal ourselves, and all the while the people who are making the money off this are the people who orchestrated it from the beginning hundreds of years ago. And we're just waking up, and then to like mock our being woke, they're doing that too, to program them to be like, yeah, they're the enemy. There's no such thing as fairies. There's no such thing as this is the only world. You want to get what you get. You know, it's your only one life, man. You know, go to church, repent. I mean, I can go through every fucking thing. Every fucking thing. But you know what? All it did was make me feel crazy. And crazy, I mean, when I was growing up, there was different forms of crazy. Now people are like, don't use that word. It's a negative word. I'm like, it's not a negative word though. That's what was really happening. They were like trying to, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, think about this for a second. Hold on. Sometimes it's hard for me to cook, talk, and be high at the same time, but I just have to go slow. It'll come back. This crazy that we were, you know, told, whatever, was just not aligning. The crazy was people that were like, dude, this is fucked up. He's not like us. He doesn't think like us. Kill him. Talk about black magic, man. And that's why the white witches like myself and the white lighters and the earth angels, we were the ones that were killed and raped and tortured and, I mean, horrible things. And it's still happening. The ancestors are literally scratching my head right now. I love when they come in, they're here, because they're just like, heed these words because it's the truth. We are at a completely different war. And I won't call it a spiritual. It's just a multi-dimensional, multi-belief, I mean, it's so many things. This is the collapse of Earth itself, but it's not the collapse of Earth herself. It's about the humans, and like that's what they've wanted us to do from the beginning. You know what I mean? He's bad. Attack him. You know what I mean? Like, it's so trivial. And like, honestly, if you think about it, it's like so trivial and really fucking like childish. It's like a game. Like, who sank my battleship? I mean, the Game of Thrones, there's just so many things that have been put before us, and warnings and tales, and it's so fucking interesting. But there's also, I'm like, just as much good in the world and in the earth. There's just as much good. I was kind of frustrated with Spirit because I like to buy in bulk when I can, and I live near a co-op that has like one of the best bulk food sections I've ever seen in my life, like ever. I've seen a lot of good ones, but this one's like, it's not, some of them are so massive that it's cool that they have that much stuff, but I kind of like the one here because it's very well thought out. And it's like, it doesn't have like 5, kinds of one thing if it's not necessary, maybe 1 or 2, but anyway, I digress. But Spirit drew me to buy these when I was at grocery outlet. And I said, no, I have jars. I'm like, I like buying in bulk. They're like, oh, no, you'll refill them in these. But they're like, isn't it nice to see good all the time? It's what we put before us. It's what we see. Like, I love Trader Joe's. I really do. I love their garlic powder. But also, it's like, I don't really, even though I know Good's a brand, it's like, it's not the same. It's like, that's what they're trying to say, is like, I like these jars and I like these caps, but this only helps differentiate for like, I know that that's my garlic and stuff like that. But anyway, I think you see where I'm going with that. That's like this. This thing's been through the ringer. It's been through the ringer. Been through the ringer. But they still have me use it. I don't know why. It's very interesting. So, they're like, because this is what it's made out of is actually good. Does that make sense? Not everything's bad. Some things we keep for a reason, like I love these little glass bottles and I'll refill them. Anyway, I feel like we're getting off topic and I need to make my sandwich. So, are we done, Spirit? No, they're saying it'll come around. Okay, so let's, I'm going to just wipe my hands again because I can feel the oil. I literally wipe down my things, like, I wouldn't say daily, but a lot. Like, a lot. And I'm only using paper towels because I haven't been to the laundromat and I haven't washed and hand washed any hand towels in a minute. It gets overwhelming living like this, I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's not easy, but I love this bread. I forget the name of it. I always feel like I want to remember it. They told me it doesn't matter. But I love it because it has no sugar and it's like the most natural you can make bread. Like no additives or fillers or anything. I used to think I couldn't eat bread and I was like, no, I just can't have gluten. And gluten is another thing that's been put into our diets that like fucks up our systems and fucks up our bodies. I found these, also, I know that you don't want to eat processed all the time, but sometimes you're like, I don't want to make homemade chips all the time. So this is one of my new favorite finds. I mean, they're so good. They are so good. And it's good for your belly. Like, honestly, this is going to sound bizarre, but I was kind of having a stomach ache and I ate a few of these and I swear to God, it was like a digestive. I felt so much better. It was awesome. So they have a new line of avocado oil chips that are are really delicious. I really like that one. You know, so for the most part, I try to make my food from scratch. Like I have this really yummy soup right now. But even that, no, I did throw in a can. But it's the end of winter. I'm kind of like, when things are on sale, like right now, when it's spring, but like still feels like kind of winter where I live, in some respects, I really like to get stuff on sale because the canned goods keep very well, especially if it's organic company. Most of the time they use really good products to hold their food as well. But research the companies, you know, because some companies right now, I'm trying not to support certain companies right now that are supporting things that I don't believe in. And look that up. You know, you can look up companies and find out like who they're with, like politically. This is the time where we do kind of have to separate, you know, the adults from the children. I'm not going to say men from the boys because it's just the adults from the children, you know. But even children these days have a lot more common sense than our world leaders. I mean, that's a little scary. I think everyone's feeling a little concerned and a little threatened right now. We're all feeling it. Ooh, watch this. I love that sound. It's the fire in me. It's the fire in me. Okay. I'm trying to see which way my bread is so that I do the right sides. Like I said, I don't normally talk and cook at the same time and be high. So which way? So this way? Oh, that works. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Nice. See, Spirit talks to me and helps me. You know, I remember one time one of my friends was like, it's just your higher self. That's just you. I'm like, yeah, Spirit. I am Spirit. Spirit is me. So I was like, I don't put my ego in there because that's putting your ego in there. Think about it. It's very interesting. All right, were we talking about anything, Spirit? Because I'm kind of feeling like we may be done. Let me see. Are we done talking? No? Do you want to say anything else? Okay, let's get quiet and see what Spirit has to say. Oh, yes. Okay, so do you guys remember that song? Take these take this sinking boat and point it home. We still got time. Raise your voice for hope. You know what I'm talking about? You know that song? Anyway, they were like singing that to me, and somebody sang it in an audition show recently, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that song like hit me, and I was like, it's almost like I forgot about that song. I forgot. And so if Spirit calls me to, I'll put a link for it so you can hear it. But the words are so good, and I feel like right now it's just so pivotal and poignant of what is happening on Earth, where they're like, you don't need to concern yourself about like certain things, or like everything is working out exactly as it's meant to, and it may not look like it on the surface, but it really is. And the other day I had a barn owl so massive fly right in front of my window at dusk, looking right at me, looking in. That's how I knew that was going to be our spirit animal, because that's a very dear friend of mine that lives in that picture. I don't care if you think I'm crazy, but for real, like that's like one of my guardian owls. So they're here to tell us like all is well, all is well. Okay, hold on. So let me build my sandwich. So for those of you who are vegan, Daya and BioLife are like two companies I really like. They make really yummy cheeses with oat milk. So for my vegans, I mean, I don't want to eat processed, no, but you know what? I like a good grilled cheese sandwich sometimes. Do I eat this all the time? No. But spirit, I go through phases too. Let me see. What do I want? Do I want to put any hot sauce or any spices or anything inside my sandwich today? Anything from anywhere in the house do I want to put inside my sandwich? No. Do I want to put anything else on it before I eat it? Nice. A lot of times, you know, I ask spirit because my body, my stomach knows what it needs or doesn't. And I really like to honor and listen to that. Eating with a pendulum is really, really powerful. I had a woman in a store recently, the sweetest lady actually, and she just thanked, she was an elder for sure. I mean, if I had to guess, if I were to flatter her, because she doesn't know me and she's not here, but if I had to flatter her, I'd say, oh, she's probably in her 70s, but if I'm being real, she was definitely in her 80s, but like, not because she looked older, just because she looked wise, really, like, you know what I mean? But anyway, she just thanked me for it, and I'm beginning to realize that there are very few of us on the planet that do that in public like that. I think people are still really afraid. And I think if we had an uprising of people using their pendulums in stores, it would become a much more natural thing. I mean, imagine if you were grocery shopping and you just saw people were just using their pendulum. And it's just normal. That's totally normal. Because you know why it's normal? Because some people need it. Some of us, we are really connected, divinely connected to so much around us that we cannot, the energy is just too intense, especially like right now, the way the energy is in the world. In all fairness, I feel like I shouldn't even leave the house. Yesterday I had a situation with somebody that I know in a store, a local store, that I've been going to this store for, for like at least a year. We've been, oh wait, no, it'll be a year April 4th. So today's April 1st. So we've been here almost a year. Oh yeah, that's right. The 4/4 portal. Oh my gosh. The 4/4 portal is Thursday and Friday is the first quarter moon. So this is, yeah, there's some cool shit happening. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. But anyway, this is somebody that I know this person. I've been going to the same grocery store for, I only go to 2 grocery stores, and I only go to the other one to get certain foods because my other, like the co-op doesn't carry the things that I need, or you know what I mean? Like it doesn't have everything pretty much. I mean, I pretty much get all my food from the co-op, but like either once a week or once every 10 days, I will go and get some things from, QFC because it's like right by my house, and because of the location that it's in, the organic stuff tends to go like big sales a lot, so I always pop in there and score. Like that cheese, that Daiya cheese that I had was, I think, $7.99 at the co-op, but it was on sale for $3.99 at QFC. So yeah, they're like a few blocks away. So yeah, I'm gonna do that because, you know, we don't live high on the hog. We live very natural as much as possible, you know, but there's only so much we can do. But anyway, so this wonderful person who I normally like kind of side joke with, I was doing self-checkout and I was just like, hey man, I'm like, the sale price didn't show. And not only that, it was $1 more than it normally is. And I know because I buy it there all the time. And he just got really weird about it. And it was busy and he seemed like really stressed out. And I'm like, I swear. And he's like, are you sure it wasn't one of those digital deals? Like he was trying to be funny with me because he knows that sometimes I'm like, you're right, man, it was. Because it's so fucking confusing, these little clubs and like whatever. And like you have to download whatever. So I don't go to all that. I don't even bring my phone when I go. I just go and It's like I'm a warrior going on a mission. I go, I do the mission, I get the fuck out. That's it. So I said, well, I said I get, and he goes, I can't go look. I'm busy or something. And I was like, all right, brother. I'm like, chill. I go, I got my wallet. Will you just like keep my groceries there for a second? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right. So I was like, all right, he's having a rough day, whatever. So I run over, I look at it, I look at everything. I look at the whole thing. I even read the thing. I jog back up there, and it started to clear out a little bit. And I could tell he was breathing and decompressing. And I said, sale price, swear, $11.99. I'm like, I swear. And I said, also $13.99. I'm like, so I go, and he kind of did this thing, and I go, seriously? Do you think I'm lying over $2? I was just like, come on. Like, it went from ridiculous to me kind of being like, my Southside Chicago Kelly was kind of like, really? Like, you want to go there? You want to, and I just, yeah, it was just very interesting the way it went down. And then I could like feel all these people around me, and I'm just like, whatever. And I'm just doing my thing, and I just want to get out of there. I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, that's the energy out there. Mercury's in retrograde. I'm out. I'm just like, I can tell why Spirit was like, I wouldn't leave the house if I were you. Like, that was kind of the thing. I was like, should I go? And so, but it was awesome because I needed the fresh air, and it was like a really nice interaction with Alder and I. So it was beautiful, and it was totally worth it. It was a moon day. Like, in all other respects, it was good. But I realized, I'm like, man, I am working. Like, I was so totally working. Because then when it was done, and he was like, kind of was back to his calm whatever, and he had just thrown his shit all over me, I looked at him and I said, just for future reference, and like, there is nothing worth the karma of $2 for me. And he's like, okay, I know, and I go, I just like walked out, because I was just like, I don't know what you're going through, because, and I feel like at some point, like, I'll maybe say something to him like that, like, I don't know what you were going through, brother, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're struggling. But, it's funny. Some people are like, don't you think it's just you, like, being older? I just got bit by the stove. That's what happens when you don't pay attention. They're like, don't you think that's just, like, you? Like, and I'm like, yes, of course it is. I'm like, but it's also, I could still be 53 and completely fucking clueless. Right when I get bit, I put some tea tree oil. Right when I get bit, I put it right on there. Our skin is our biggest organ on our body, and we need to take care of it. So I do my best to take care of it as much as I can, especially my hands, because I'm working with my hands all the time, inside, outside. I'm really excited about the new place we're living in terms of the project. I'm having more fun mowing the lawn than I thought I would. But I said, I'm like, I always thought I was a manual pusher. I just couldn't do the ride one, because like the ride one, you're like, I was just like, no, I can't do it. Alder like kind of lost his shit the other day in like the sweetest way. Like, he was just like, man, he's like, I was on that mower for like 5 hours. I'm like, oh no, see, I can't. I was like, I can't. But I like my side of the project. And it won't be like that. It's just that we're in that time of year where it's like the first big mow, doing 5 acres after the first big mow of winter, and it not being tended to, and branches falling and all that shit. It's like, it's just natural, that the first one is always kind of the hardest, so to speak. And I said that to him too. I said, it'll get easier. He's like, oh yeah, I know. He's like, but that's when it's like, you don't want to let it go too far. But fortunately, it's just that the 2 hardest times of the year are spring and fall. But honestly, if I'm going to do a work trade, I do like that it's on my own terms. I get to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And yeah, it's just cool. It's just really cool. And my landlord is like super supportive and so nice. He was teaching me how to use the new mower, and he was just like, you're doing a great job. And I was like, you'd be a really good teacher. I'm like, you should think about being a teacher, some type of like mentor leader. Like, seriously. He was like, I mean, just, and it was so genuine, and it's so nice to be around a genuine person. But I'm just going to throw this in there, a genuine man, because the divine masculine is just going through such a shit show right now. God bless him. But I just had this really cool connection with him, and I realized, I was like, no, this is a really special divine masculine, and I feel really blessed that they've been put into our path. But yeah, so things are getting better, and I guess that's basically all I really had to say. Was there anything else you wanted to say? Yeah, they're just trying to like remind us that like we're good and we don't need to stress and we don't need to, you know, if you're somebody who likes Project Runway, invest in getting you can, I think they do a 30-day trial. I'm pretty sure they do at least a 7-day trial, but I think they do a 30-day trial, YouTube, for no commercials. And I've been telling this lately because I just think YouTube has really, I mean, I think every form of everything has like kind of creepy sales shit going on everywhere. It's just like part of the matrix. But I do feel that when I'm on YouTube, when I just go straight to something, when I'm watching the movie, I don't feel any energy around it, you know? It's almost like the movies that are being shown to people with commercials and the movies that are being shown to people without commercials, it's like we're in different dimensions or something. And like I said, we let it lapse for a month and we wanted to see if we could take it. And I was just like, I was like, woman down, woman down. I was like, nope, nope, nope. I'm like, nope, I can't do it. I'm like, it was just the overstimulation. I could barely read articles anymore. I could barely read articles anywhere. It's fucking so grotesque. I mean, it is coming at us from every angle in every way, shape, or form. And it's just like all people for themselves, you know, like, yeah, so happy April, welcome April, and April 5th is a big, like, if you are somebody who feels the need to protest, go fucking protest. This is when it gets real. This is when it's going to all get real, because this is how fucking civil wars happen. And so we are either going to really fucking, you know, push back and be heard, or it's going to be something that's going to open some other Pandora's box. But if it needs to be opened, it's going to be open. But I'm hopeful, and I believe in magic and miracles. So keep saying happy, hopeful stuff like that. I'm hopeful that this will be something that will push us forward in a very positive and loving and happy way. If not, I am a warrior and I am happy to go down with the ship if that's what I fucking have to do. But but I'm going to fight, and I'm going to fight in my way. I'm going to fight in this way. Because if they start coming on here and telling us we can't be ourselves or be witches or we can't dress the way we want, and it's going to start some fucking, that's the kind of revolution. That's what happened in 1969. That's what's happening again here. And we are like, no fucking way. But now we have a lot of people who are lawyers and spiritual. And even if they're not spiritual, they believe in love, good energy, you know? Green isn't just the currency of money in the United States. Green, that's why I've been wearing this. That's why it's all stretched out, because I hung it on the hanger, you know, instead of like putting it through a dryer where it gets like tightened up again. But that's okay, because like, it's fine. It's fine. And I love drying my clothes outside too. Oh, I love it. I've been drying my stuff outside and I forget how wonderful that is. That spring air, you know, if you can, hang some stuff outside. It changes everything. And I mean it. It changes just the way the cotton feels. I can like wear this like this and it's kind of stretched out, and I can put it outside all day and it doesn't have to even be a windstorm, just like a nice, like all day long, because I live by the sea. Oh my gosh. It's like my clothes feel like butter. Real fibers, real cottons. That's why you see me wearing a lot of the same clothes. Also, I packed up my laundry stuff and it's been like ready to go. So I've just been kind of like going through the same last laundry pile kind of thing and just like washing things. But I don't really do much or go anywhere. So I have like a few of my uniforms and I just keep recycling and wearing them. And yeah, so that's that. All right, I'm gonna go enjoy my sandwich. I love you guys so much, but you know, fight for freedom and fight for yourself. Fight for all of us. But do it with love, and do it with hugs, and do it with compassion. We don't need weapons. Our only weapon is our mind, our hearts, and our souls. And maybe a little, there we go, maybe a little guidance from the ancestors. All right, I love you so much. Have a blessed day. I'll see you next time.